So having a startup idea alone is not enough. What you really need to make a business succeed is a team. I really do believe it. Entrepreneurship is a team sport. So for me, I was 20 years old, I was out of college and I was looking for a big win. I knew that I had to bring the Avengers together for something like this. The first person I called was a guy named Tim Wilhide. He's a good friend of mine. He was in England. I knew that he would be perfect as our CMO to not only get him to do a lot of performance marketing, but to get him to try to make Trufan a content machine, putting out content on Instagram, on Twitter, on Medium, on LinkedIn, on really any platform where people might be looking for the product that we're building. The second person I called was someone I literally met through LinkedIn, Scott Bertie. He invited me for a conference called the LinkedIn Ottawa Meetup. I met him there with Elliot and I loved him because the biggest thing he told me is, Swish, I will make Trufan my life's work.
Yeah, oh my God. When the opportunity came up for Trufan, it was really just one of those times in my life where I was getting worked under the table, trying to make a lot of things happen on a lot of different fronts, and knew that this was one of those opportunities that I could really feel fine dropping everything for and dedicating my life towards. So, that's what I told Swish, and I'm pretty sure it was just like a call when he was in the middle of downtown Toronto that we had together, and one thing leads to another. Here we are.
And when you hear someone say that, capture them. Because if they're willing to make your project their life's work, they're likely going to be the person that stays up late, gets work done when nobody else wants to. The final person I called was Anna Claire, who was one of my best friends growing up. We met each other when we were 17. He was 16 years old. He's a youngling, I guess. And we met each other at Canada's Top 20 Under 20 Award. He had won an award for an entrepreneurship achievement for building an app that hit #2 on the Canadian App Store in 2015. I got him, he was at Stanford at the time, to believe in the idea.
It was a pretty crazy experience for me. Swish called me when I was close to my final exams in my second year at Stanford, and it was a lot of excitement and quite a bit of nervousness. Obviously a lot of excitement because I had wanted to start a company with Swish since we met back in 2016, but it was a bit of nervousness because I was working with all these people that had taken time off of school, and here I was still a student kind of joining them. So obviously a lot of excitement, but a bit of nervousness as well.
He didn't move immediately to New York. He wasn't like, I'm gonna drop out of school immediately. But at the same time, even with the workload of having to go through Stanford in his second year, he devoted so much time per week to trying to get this idea off the ground. And eventually he did decide to take time out of college and come and work on the company full time. So those were the 4 people that were on our core team. And honestly, it wasn't easy to get them. What it really took though was not only the eye to find good talent, but more importantly, just trust. The willingness to trust people early, that when they tell you they're willing to make something their life's work, they genuinely mean it.